Yeah, we're live.
I ask as we're live. Hi, everyone. This is a new series that we're doing. Sorry if I sound weird. I can hear an echo of myself, and it keeps annoying me. Um, but this is Garden of Blue Roses, an incursion of Trophy Dark. And I'm joined by the players, Avery,
Hello.
I, and Moon and Gracius.
Salutations.
Doing
And
great.
I'm doing great.
We believe in you.
So Trophy Dark is a horror game about treasure hunters in a forest that does not want them there. So just for our viewers to know, there's going to be horror themes, body horror, probably murder, monsters, etc. Um, some safety tools that I want to introduce before we get into it is the X card, which is if we run into a topic or anything that you just want to not be happening for the players, you can say or type X or X card. And I'm not going to ask you why. I might ask you what specifically so that we can like move around that topic more efficiently, but you don't need to explain, etc. And also, if like I know I have your consent checklist and your like absolutely not list of topics, but if we run into something and you like really gotta go, like you didn't realize it was gonna be that upsetting, you can just leave. Not gonna question you on it. Um, and we're all gonna be polite and nice to each other. Our characters might not be, though. So let's have everyone introduce their characters.
Who do you want to go first?
Um, Avery, why don't you start since you're the one who just talked?
Should have learned after so many years of high school that if you're the one to talk, you're the one that's going to get picked on. Um, well, hello, hi. My name is Sybil. I'm a recent, well, a recent traveler to these parts. Sort of looking for work. I'm mighty skilled with a lockpicker too. And, well, not much else to know.
Right.
Is there anything else you need to know, or?
Her ruin is currently the highest.
I currently have the highest ruin, which we will learn shortly what that means.
Moon, you like to go?
I, I, I did not expect this to be in character.
It doesn't have to be.
Doesn't have to be, I'm just extra.
I am playing Noveen, Noveen. Pronouns are whatever. They are. Uh, they are an unmasked Feyborn background. They are an herbalist. They're skilled in plants and remedies, and illusions and perception. And brewing is a 4. You want to know their drive, or leave that for later? Character stuff.
Let's leave that for now. Races are up.
I think you might be muted.
I can hear you.
Thank you. I do that quite a bit. Let me try that one again.
Take 2.
Hello, my name is Clock. I am an orphaned mannequin created by my father. I call myself Clock, for that is what I was supposed to be, and I am here so that I might achieve my purpose and win my father's admiration and perhaps a name of my very own.
Love
That's
clock, but
Clock.
that's not going to stop me from crushing them.
Protect at all costs. I love it so much.
Okay.
All right, Kai.
Should have been thinking about what I was going to say, huh? My name is Nima. I am an antiquarian. I am currently researching the ruins around the Garden of the Blue Roses, and I am very excited to get in there and hopefully come up with something that's really just gonna make the people out at the Getty just sit up and say, wow.
Wow.
Hate her. This is gonna be fun. So, trying to think of what to explain first. Like I said, Trophy Dark is a game about treasure hunters in a forest that doesn't want them there. It proceeds in a series of 5 rings, each one getting progressively worse as the players get closer and closer to the prize. In this case, the fabled Garden of Blue Roses. There's a feature called Ruin. As your ruin rises, things get worse for you. And once it reaches maximum, you are consumed by the forest, basically.
Can't wait.
So let's start your journey toward the Garden of Blue Roses. It's a nice balmy spring day, kind of sunny. It's one of those days where it's like too hot in the sun, too cold in the shade. There's birds chirping, and you 4 are making your way up a country road toward the edge of a forest. Would you say that you all planned to come together? Or do you think it's more happenstance that you're all traveling there at the same time?
My vote would be happenstance, but I'm willing to go along with what our consensus is.
Sybil
I was
would,
also going to say,
yeah,
ahead.
Sybil would not work willingly with other people. At least she doesn't trust very well. So she's probably walking along with them, but she is not talking. She has not spoken a word to them.
So Naveen is sort of somewhat known for hanging out on the edges of the forest, trying to learn about plants. So I think there's sort of a staple of this part of the forest. So it would certainly happenstance that you specific three people are the ones who stumbled upon them today.
Hey.
Okay.
As you...
Sounds good.
Kai, go ahead.
Oh, I was just agreeing. I don't think Nima would go out of her way to invite other people along on her discovery.
So, as you're approaching the edge of the forest, there's this point that's like the farthest you've gotten Novine, or any of you, if you've come toward the forest. There's the point that no one crosses, and it's marked by, I'm thinking very like Irish countryside vibe of just a crumbling stone fence that circles the perimeter just as far as you can see in both directions, with no visible gate.
How high is it?
Fairly high, taller than you are.
Hmm.
There's parts that are like crumbled down. You can see past it.
She turns to the other the other three and just gives them a nod and just scrambles over the wall.
Eh,
I'm following.
I would like you to roll for that.
Cool. Can I use my acrobatic skill?
Can.
Well, that's one life die for me. All right. Am I risking my body to succeed? I guess one would say I'm risking my body to succeed. Am I?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll take a dark die. I don't know if there's any. This is such a simple roll. I don't know if there's any like devil's bargain I could take for this.
Just roll.
What?
Just roll.
Okay. 4.
Okay.
So it says I succeed, but there's a complication. Also, the dark die was my highest roll, so my rune increases by 1.
True.
Okay, so you're already at 5 ruin.
Yes.
Okay.
Ah,
With 6 being the maximum, just so everyone knows. So I'm gonna suggest something, but if anyone has like an idea that you think would be narratively more interesting, then throw it out there. But I think maybe part of your clothing kind of gets caught on the stone and tears.
This is a shame.
That's really like this coat, but all right.
In the process, it reveals something that you're carrying or about you that you didn't want the others to see.
Okay. There is a the under her coat, she sort of says this long coat, and underneath it she has several layers on. As she's jumping over, parts of her coat is revealed, and her under cloak is an undershirt, but with a specific symbol on it of a cult that might be recognizable. She lands on the other side and well, unless anyone's following, she's just gonna keep going.
So
I was gonna follow.
Oh, go ahead.
Relevance.
No, but I have a ritual.
Okay.
I have the ritual clay, where I can use my hands to rearrange and reshape inanimate material.
Play.
I
So that
have
would
never
be-
done this before. What am I doing?
I do believe it's just the regular risk roll. So you add a dark die because it's a ritual. I'm just guessing. It's okay if I'm
Okay.
saying this. Okay. And unless you want to take a devil's bargain or something for this, those are the other options.
So it's just the one die.
Right now,
Yeah.
A light-sided die, you can bargain.
I would suggest for a devil's bargain as part of like molding this into clay. You start out molding the bottom of the wall, not realizing that maybe the parts of the wall above the area that you are molding are still stone. And perhaps there is a topple causing some unintended damage or harm to one of the party members on either side of the wall.
you could also gain a
I
condition,
would
which could be part
mean-
of this, which is conditions are sort of like conditions, like in D&D.
Like leprosy.
Is that a condition in D&D?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Good answer.
I think it's bundled under illnesses,
Yeah.
Probably.
disease. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm just skilled in death, so that's not really helpful here. Can I take the suggested devil's bargain that my reshaping the wall causes some instability, potentially putting myself or others who want to follow me at risk?
Yes. Add a light die to your.
Excellent. Ooh, awesome.
Highest
I rolled a
number.
4.
Is that on your?
They're both 4s.
Okay.
Ooh.
So it doesn't count as a ruin roll. It only counts as a ruin roll if the dark die is higher than your light die.
If it says, or if a dark die is tied with the highest light die.
Oh, never mind.
Your ruin increases by
But
1.
Is that higher
Wouldn't
than your...
the isn't the devil's bargain adding a light die, so there wouldn't be any dark die in this
There's
roll?
it's already a ritual.
Was there a dark die? Okay.
Yeah, there was.
You must include this die when you perform a ritual, and I was performing a ritual.
That makes sense. I apologize.
Okay, how high was your...
3.
Okay, you are now at 4 ruin.
So
Awesome.
I have 2 different ideas of ways I could get over. The first one is a bit of a stretch,
Let's
but
finish with what Nima
Oh,
was
sorry.
doing first.
sorry.
But hold on to that thought. So,
Vico has to give me a concussion first.
yeah. So if you'd like to describe kind of how you're doing this.
So I'm trying to be subtle about it because I'm not super happy that Sybil was the first one over, because I didn't really want other people tagging along in this, because then I have to put co-author credits in my publication, and that's just a pain. So I'm a little irritated by that, and I'm just trying to be a little bit subtle about this. So I'm like trying to just ease in handholds and footholds in between the like seams of the brickwork. But it is definitely a crumbly wall. So I'm not exactly helping its structural integrity here. But I'm just trying to like, in that same sort of area where she went over, because she was able to scale it, like I don't want her to show me up.
Okay. But I think in the process of doing this, you're kind of in a hurry, and at one point maybe put a handhold in the wrong spot. The hand just put your weight on it and it just goes, it crumbles on your hand and get kind of a nasty...
Awesome.
You shake it off and you...
Yes.
Alright, so Moon, you had an idea for Novine?
You're muted.
I have the ritual entangle, which strictly speaking says is used to lower hold a person. I'm wondering if I can hold myself and then have the vines lift me over the wall. It's fine if the answer is no.
I think that might be a little bit beyond what the...
Okay. That's sort of what I was thinking, but I figured I would ask. Second option is I want to use my ritual Dryad, in which if I stay perfectly still, I can become a tree and talk to other trees. And I want to ask a tree on the other side for help. It does say I can converse with the plants.
And I'm just not sure how much the tree is going to be able to help.
Fair.
But if you'd like to do it anyway, it will not stop you.
Sure, let's do it anyway.
Great.
This is a gateway failure spell. So 1 dark die for the ritual.
I'd
Do I get to
say,
use my skill with plants?
yeah, that would apply here. If you'd like another light die, you can take a devil's bargain, but otherwise...
I got 2 4s.
Your ruin increases by 1.
That's it, because ruin was already
That's-
at 4.
I did it wrong because I only have 3 rituals, so I should have only been at 3. Yeah,
No, 'cause
No,
you
it's
start at
1
you
plus how
start
many
with
rituals
1,
you have. Yeah.
1 plus. Okay,
So if oh, and the dark die is higher than your current ruin. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
So technically,
So-
Nima shouldn't have gained a ruin either,
But-
because she rolled
Eva's
a
rune was only at 3, I think.
yeah, she rolled a
My
4 and her
ruin was
ruin was
only
at
at 3.
3, so she shouldn't gain a ruin.
but the dark die was higher.
But
I
it
thought I did
says
because the
it says if the highest. Sorry, I'm going to rules lawyering here. Sorry, and I will shut up in a minute. But if the highest die is a dark die (parentheses), or if a dark die is tied with the highest light die (end parentheses), and the dark die is higher than your current ruin, your ruin increases by 1.
Which Nami's was.
Which was true.
Nami, sorry,
One
that
only
was
one
right.
is true.
I-
Both have to be true.
Both were true.
yeah, I rolled 2 4s and my ruin was at a 3.
So,
But it was
and
at a 3.
the 4 is higher than 3.
It says if it's higher than your ruin.
I had a long day at work today.
Math is difficult. It's
Numbers are
okay.
I promise
hard.
I'm not trying to gaslight you. I swear. I swear.
Avery, I think that means that you didn't need to gain any.
Right.
Right.
'Cause
Yeah,
it was
Because
lower
mine was
than
4.
your
Oh,
ruin.
okay.
It was already 4.
Yeah.
So you can go back.
So you were arguing really hard for the wrong character.
For the wrong character. Okay.
Great. Moon,
So I'm still fucked, but you're cool.
You're
Moon,
cool. Okay.
Your ruin does not change because you rolled equal to your
Right.
current ruin.
Right.
Said you rolled a 4, right?
Right. Yep. I rolled 2 4s. My ruin was 4. So I'm good. But now the question is, does the tree actually help me get over the wall or
Well,
not?
Why don't you ask the tree?
All right. So Ravine has this ridiculously big sun hat because they are very pale skinned and spend a lot of time outside. And they sort of like crouch down and almost like hide under the sun hat and go very still. And we'll just say, I could use some help in getting over this wall. Is there anything you might be able to do about that?
Asking.
Can I tell which tree said that? Is it one that's on the other side of the wall or one that's on my side of the wall?
On the other side of the wall.
Okay.
Kind of a gnarly looking.
Yes,
Ooh.
I was asking you.
I cannot over and lift you up. But if you look, what is the directions? Sunward. East. The animals burrow beneath the wall. It will not get
Thank
you
you.
over, but it may get you under.
And I will pop back up with my big
But,
ridiculous
and
sun hat.
here's the complication. The tree delivers unto you a very cryptic warning of
Okay.
the animals can go in and out. Child, you are not an animal. And once you're in, probably won't get out.
Praveen stands up a little less enthusiastically. It just stands there for a minute and then just sort of shrugs and is going to try and find his burrow and see what happens.
Um,
Wait, actually, wait. Did Nima lower a portion of the wall? Can I just, on second thought, can I just walk over that part of the wall?
no, she kind of made handholds to help her climb.
Oh, it made handholds.
That was part of my devil's bargain was if people are paying attention, they'll probably see what my not subtle ass is doing and be
Right.
able to follow me.
However, Novine was being a tree while you were doing that. So I am going to say did not notice and will go and try and find the burrow.
Great. You go and find kind of a foxhole type situation.
And we'll pull out a little like trowel and we'll, like make it a little bigger.
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
Like, fit.
While
It's so big
Novine
so that I
is
can't fit.
digging clock, how would you like to get over this wall?
Clock has been watching and excels in mimicry and would likely attempt to follow Nima's path over the wall. Just watching with a like tilted head as she climbs and being the clockwork mannequin that she is, there is a series of loud tick noises that come from their body just by virtue of the fact that they're put together from a lot of different pieces. So as they watch, like their head just kind of starts moving to the left and then ticks back over all the way to the right and then over to the left, kind of like a typewriter almost, as they just watch and then we'll attempt to roll to climb over the wall using their skill in mimicry, if that is acceptable.
I'll allow it.
You're gonna say that a lot.
If you would prefer I not, I do have alternate ideas. This just seemed like the
No, I'll let you do it.
most straightforward. All right. One light die, rolling a 5.
Hey, you succeed, but there is a complication. And I would say that this complication is that because Nima sort of destabilized the wall, then on your way back down the other side, maybe you kind of it collapses a bit under you, not enough to hurt you, but enough that like you're not going to be able to use that to get out again.
Okay.
I imagined you were like climbing up one side and then climbing down the other, not climbing up and then jumping, because
Yeah.
I figured
yeah,
you
makes
didn't
sense.
want to break your ankles.
That's what Sybil did.
That's absolutely what Sybil did.
Sybil,
Yeah, it was climbing up one side and climbing back down the other, but kind of losing my grip at the end and just scraping up my arms. That last little bit.
Yes. And now you are all inside the fence.
Sybil
Most of
turns
you are
around.
over. One of you is inside.
Sybil turns around, sees first of all a dirt covered Novine, and looks at the three of you. Goes, All right. Don't slow me down.
So Clock would like to try using a ritual because this has triggered my inability to tell things that are beyond the literal definitions of language. I know that there's a word for that, but I can't think of it right now.
Figurative.
So yeah, not good at sarcasm and figurative language. So when Sybil says, "Don't slow me down," just the slow tilt to the head happens, and Clock says, very well," and will attempt to cast Clock on the small area around Sybil, making it move unnaturally fast.
Can I use my ritual in retaliation, which is
PvP.
void?
PvP.
No.
Remain silent to prevent the casting of any ritual in my presence.
No.
Yes, but you have to explain how you knew that Clock was.
He says they say it. Sorry, they say it very well, and she just turns back and just says nothing because she has to stay silent. But there's a death glare.
So that was enough of a sign.
Do you want me to roll to see if I notice?
Kind of.
Okay.
Unless Clock, do you have a specific, like, action that you are about to do that would be obvious ritually?
That's a good question.
You do not have to.
I
I can make a
imagine-
roll.
I imagine that this particular ritual, it involves some kind of twisting of the various Clock elements that make up Clock's figure. Clock is an amalgam of dark red, almost maroon wood with edges trim that at one point used to be gold, but has since started to chip and splinter along some of the edges, with gears showing underneath, whirring and moving. Gears also present at the various limbs and joints. And I would say along the chest and probably like on the right side of the head as well. Maybe another on the left shoulder, actual like Clock arms and faces. And so as Clock says, very well, we'll begin to like twist at the large Clock on the front of their body and just speeding it up, like making it go faster than it was originally ticking on its own. So if that is enough of a sign to denote shenanigans, then that could be used.
I can also just roll to see if I don't notice or not.
I don't know, roll
What?
your void ritual.
Okay. So it's a dark die. Can I use Can I use my skill in security?
Yes.
Okay. I only get one.
You also have a skill in silence.
Yeah, do I get an extra die for that as well? I just get the one die. Okay. Thinking of any Devil's Bargain? Nah, I can't think of any. Because I hate this disdainful look you're giving me from across the room. Okay,
Suffer
that's
the
a
consequences.
suffer the consequences. This is it's a 4 with my light die. So
That's with complication. So Clock you start twisting the clock to make it run faster. But around you sound kind of dampened. And for some reason, as you're twisting, just nothing's happening. But Sybil, because you're turned around to glare at them, you trip.
and she
So-
turns back to them and says, "I have very important business here. Trust."
I tried to figure out. Sorry.
No, you have something to say. Say it.
No, this is out of character. This is saying something to the DM. So Sybil can
Yes.
finish your sentence.
Okay. You have something to say, Clock? Contraption?
Oh, I did not mean to offend. I was attempting to help by not slowing you down.
You can help me by staying out of my way.
I am behind you.
Gonna feel bad about driving Clock to madness. Happened.
Probably.
So as that conversation between Sybil and Clock is happening, I would like to just be behind them and cast Entangle on Sybil. So that I can then get ahead.
Technically, it is no ritual could be cast in my presence while I'm
This
not
is
speaking.
true.
How long does it? It's just anytime you're not speaking?
Not anytime I decide to use the ritual when I'm not speaking.
Right.
But
So
Sybil has since
after
spoken, yes?
She has
right,
since spoken.
after you, so this is very specifically during the conversation with Clock that was just happening.
Okay.
So you were speaking. That is.
Do I even need to tell a
Correct
story,
that.
or do you all just want to duke it out in a battle royale right
I
here?
mean,
I was just gonna brush myself off and keep walking. So no need
the
for
way was not
ritual.
like the tone that was taken, however. So, I used my focus in plants.
Yes.
Plants.
Get a light die and a dark die.
Yeah. That is a 5 on the light die.
Okay, success, but with a complication.
Yeah.
So, Sybil, since it's happening to you, I'm gonna leave the complication.
Oh no.
That was very. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you, Baba, for my life. All right. She will notice the. I think the only complication is just going to be just a little sign that says Sybil will remember this, appearing in the top right corner of the
No.
screen.
That's not terrifying.
And just like she has this
Alrighty.
like very piercing glare about her. And she just like turns it from Clock towards you, just like this, like almost like a feral animal.
Nobody just sort of drugs and walks in front of
I have moved on.
Sybil.
Okay, so this little tableau happening behind you. Ahead of you, there's. And you're not entirely sure why it's there, but there's a very, like, human trod path. Which there shouldn't be because most people don't come in. But you soon discover the cause because coming around a very large and toward you down the path is someone you recognize. In fact, a fellow researcher who disappeared some years before and who was also the Garden of they've definitely changed since you last saw each other. They used to wear somewhat nicer clothing, and now they're wearing rags and vines and there anything else? Or why don't you tell me, if you want, about the last time you talked to them?
So, the last time that I spoke with Barbara was actually at a conference. We were both presenting on fellowships that we had been working on. And she had some bizarre theory about the lost city of Atlantis and myths surrounding volcanic eruptions and something. I don't know, not my area. But she was very insistent about the relationship between her research and my research, which is on medieval gardening practices and the depiction of medieval gardens in literature. And I was like, I'm not really sure what an underwater city has to do with a garden, but okay, whatever. And so I admit I kind of brushed her off a little bit, but you know, I wasn't rude about it. It was just, I had other people to talk to.
Could you just repeat the name for me so I can get it right?
Barbara?
Barbara.
Barbara.
Barbara Ann?
But I do want to say that when I see her, I am going to kind of step off to the side of the path so I can keep an eye on her, but like she doesn't necessarily see me. Is she coming directly towards me?
Moving towards, she heard people, and she's coming to
All right.
investigate the people.
Excellent. I would like to use a ritual.
Okay.
I would like to use mask, where I cover my face to remove myself from others' senses. And I'll just take my scarf.
All right.
And it's thin. It's a summer scarf, so I can still kind of see through it. But also, I don't want her to see me, so I'm going to stand very still, just off the path next to this very gnarly-looking tree, and I'm going to just cover my face with my scarf. And I'd also like to use my skill in obfuscation. So that gives me one of each.
Yep.
And that is a 4 on my light dex.
Hey. Oh, what? All right. You're successful. Doesn't notice you, but she does pass very close by you, and that gives you time to notice some aspects about her that are somewhat unsettling. Um, Not just that you haven't seen her in several years, and that she's now wearing rags and covered in mud and plants. But there's a point as she passes you that you could kind of swear that some of the plants growing out of her, not just kind of wrapped around her.
Is this something that I could roll to kind of into it more about, because I do also have a skill in myths.
Yes.
And that's just one light die, right?
Yep.
Just gonna roll a lot and fuck up. And it's a 4 again.
Lots of fours tonight.
It's the only number I can roll, apparently.
Well, from your research about the fabled Garden of is that you're this expedition, stories of half human, half plant, half animal, half plant creature that you sort of brushed off at the time because obviously that couldn't actually happen, right?
Of course not. You see, a lot of people way back when, they didn't know as much as we do now, and so they would just make things up to explain stuff. So it sounds really silly, but there's probably like a totally reasonable modern explanation for it.
Tell yourself that the complication is that there's a bit of after you meet Barbara up close, even though you know it's irrational, just this niggling doubt. And I actually want you to make a ruin roll.
Awesome. Okay. Two.
Alright, that's below your current ruin.
Yes.
Just kind of the thought pops up and you're just like, no, that's stupid. But in the time, Barbara is past you and moving towards our 3 chuckleheads over here.
Am I still stuck?
Yeah.
What a fiasco.
No, I feel like it was just I'm gonna hold you because I don't like your toad. I'm gonna walk past you and I'm gonna drop it.
Alright.
She kicks the vines a little bit. Subtly pulls out her dagger and just keeps it just hidden in her cloak, just in
Alright.
case.
Complication towards the rogue is really gonna come back and bite me. Do I notice that's growing out of the person?
Yes. Coming towards you. Got a very big crossbow in your hands, by the way.
Oh, that changes things.
Oh.
Sorry, I was thinking
okay.
of like what's the low fantasy version? Like
A gun.
a shotgun.
So a
So
heavy crossbow.
Naveen is walking and just does a as they walk past each other. Sort
Does
of
she try to walk or do they try to walk past Barbara? What I'm trying to say.
yes, because well, no, I feel like they're gonna like if Barbara is amenable to it, be like, oh my gosh, what happened? Are those you're growing plants? Did you know that?
should also be making a
That's
ruin roll,
fascinating.
actually. This is moderately severely disturbing.
So what's the ruin roll? Just one die
Yeah, just one dark die,
under my ruin?
and you want to get under your current ruin.
Your ruin raises.
That's a
Come
5.
on.
That is over my current ruin. Alrighty. I feel like there's like that moment of like, this is fascinating, and then the fact that that was their reaction is what creeps them out. And it's like, wait a minute, I should not be this fascinated by a person growing plants. What is happening?
And while you're dealing with that existential, Barbara stops uncomfortably close, and she's getting mad.
Oh no. Sorry?
It's at first a bit difficult to understand what she's saying. It's like she's been out of contact with other people for a long time, and her talking skills have kind of deteriorated. So she has a couple of false starts, but eventually manages to get the word out. Go on, get out of here.
Okay.
And
we'll
Sybil
like
approach.
start to the side.
Yes. Moon, did you say Novine is ducking to the side?
Yeah, like basically like this person is very close and just let me clean. So I'm just going to get out of their way. Out of the way.
Her gaze is gonna follow you as she sees that you're not actually doing what she wants. Technically, and she gestures very angrily with the crossbow.
Sybil will approach. Sybil will approach.
As
and
it was.
You go.
I was just gonna say, can I just roll for Dryad? Because like chameleon instinct, like, hi, don't look at me. I'm a tree.
Yeah, but she's gonna see you turn into a tree.
I know, but I'm sort of going on like Novine is seriously creeped out, and this is instinct, as opposed to Novine thinking clearly at all, since their ruin just increased.
Can this be a contested roll? Because I'm not talking right now. I'm
no,
silent.
This is something that happens to me.
But I'm using void.
But doesn't that only towards rituals that impact you?
No, it's any ritual.
Any ritual.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
This can be a roll off.
Yeah.
I don't think Trophy Dark has that.
Let's see. Each competing player gathers
Does.
Yeah, it does. One light die for each point of ruin you currently have.
Oh! Alright. I need more light dice. And then presumably also the dark die because it's a ritual. Yeah?
You only get take one dark die if the contest is inherently dangerous. Take as many additional dark dice as you are willing to risk.
Oh.
It's on the character. It's on the spreadsheet.
Oh.
That I have.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Forest and you're already fighting each other. I was gonna do.
We just got over the wall. They're not even in the forest yet. I feel like I need popcorn.
I was not intending this to turn into a PvP. I'm just saying. That's not my intention.
I am not going to take any dark dice. I'm just going to roll my 4 light dice.
Okay, but you are doing.
Okay. Okay. I'll use a dark die then.
I'm very happy with my roll.
You're also doing a ritual, so take a dark die.
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
With 5 light dice and a dark die. Do I
Count
get an
any.
extra light die because of my focus and plan?
Yes, you would.
I have run out of dice.
So I'm doing this
Okay.
to protect Naveen. Can I use my security light die?
Why? How is this protecting me?
She has a plan in her head that she's trying to prevent Naveen from doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, being a tree is pretty good protection, but okay.
Ooh, it's a 6. All right.
So how
count.
does this work?
So
then?
count any dice that come up 6. In the case of a tie, count 5s and then 4s and so on until a winner is determined. I have 1 6.
I got 3 6s.
Wow. Okay.
all
Tree
on my
away.
dice.
Tree away.
I become a tree.
Okay, Noveen turns into a tree.
Son of a. Sybil will approach and just say, this happens from time to time. They're not really in control of this. We're just seeing ourselves out. If you just kindly point us the way and we'll head straight there. And this is going to be a deception roll. So I get a light die. Is there any devil's bargain I could take? Or if anyone wants to help me, because there's a help mechanic.
I am currently tree. I cannot.
You are currently tree.
Clock has been trying to stay out of Sybil's way, but is also mimicking Sybil's movements. So after Sybil moves on, Clock will just take a couple lurching steps forward, kick at any vines that are left over, and then like stealthily pick something up out of their pocket that they don't actually have, but is just walking along and behind, it's just mimicking motions, trying to stay far enough back that they're not getting in anyone's way, but
I love them so much.
My own words come back to bite me. Stay out of my way, she says, and then when she needs help, no one's there.
I mean,
I'd help,
Indeed.
but I'm in the woods, headed towards my goal.
doing what I'm supposed
we're-
to be doing here.
We're fucking around.
I'm in the forest already.
We're
Hey,
just
there's
fucking
lots
around.
of plants, even though we're not strictly speaking in the forest.
End of
Okay.
episode 1. Everyone else finally makes it to the forest. I'm in ring 3.
Okay. So, can I suggest a devil's bargain?
Yes.
That whatever ire this thing is drawing towards Noveen, it gets drawn towards me instead.
I was thinking that, but I feel like that would just happen anyway as a result.
It would
of
happen
the
anyway,
failure.
but
I would
unless
say
there's
like maybe instead of the regular amount of ire, the devil's bargain is that it's made worse. So like instead of just general obnoxious, like I'm annoyed by your presence, you run the risk of it turning into
Violent?
violence, escalating the situation, using that crossbow that is being toted.
I'll take it. Okay, I'm just gonna roll and see what I get. Double ones.
Oh, boy.
Is bitten, man.
Take it
And
away.
it doesn't help. It was. And take a shovel and dig them up. And get out of these woods.
That's for a shovel. I don't have one.
Then use your damn hands. Wow, that was a wrong accent. Then use your damn hands. Or I could shoot you right here if you're not planning to leave. Trust me, kid. It's better than what's waiting for you in there. And then she turns back to the forest And quite unerringly, her eyes find Nima. Goes, and you too.
Can I use
Question.
Shroud? I'll let you go first, Moon, because I've been doing a lot.
Am I able to hear as a tree?
Oh yeah.
I have a skill in illusions. You're probably going to tell me that means like small illusions, like magician type illusions. But I'm going to ask anyway. Could I create an illusion of us leaving? There could be lots of ramifications to that. That's fine. But
How specifically do you want to do this? I'd allow it if it were more like sleight of hand or trickery, but if you're trying to wholesale like hologram this shit, then it's not gonna it's not gonna fly.
so I was more thinking like I don't know. I didn't really think about
A
how
little
I
more
was going to create the
prestidigitation
illusion.
and a little less major
Yeah,
image.
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So, yeah.
No magic, it said.
I
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I
I
said
can
no
cast
wizards.
Entangle.
You
There's a
cast
difference
entangle.
between no wizards and no magic.
I said no salt.
I'm gonna say that you have to end. I'm gonna
No, I
say
said
that you
I
have to
can
end your
cast Entangle.
previous.
So I'm not casting it right now.
Okay.
No, I'm staying tree.
Then Clock has something they would like to do.
Yes, clock.
Okay, so watching from behind and seeing this situation and being reminded of situations that Clock hasn't really appreciated in their past, Clock is going to reach for the clock on their chest and begins to start winding time backwards while looking at the tree and attempt to mimic the gestures that they saw. Make sure that I get the name right here. Novine doing to enact this tree ritual, and would like to cast Unravel, unweaving the threads of a ritual to recast it somewhere else, with the recasting destination being Barbara.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Okay.
Oh, that's so cool.
So I would be taking a dark die for the ritual and a skill die if you allow it with mimicry, because I'm trying to follow what I have seen
Yes.
Novine do.
Allow this.
Can I help
love the
in any way?
image.
Help with the ritual.
If it's a risk roll,
All right. Yeah.
first of all, do you accept my help? You have to accept my help first.
Yeah, sure. Clock is willing to accept help for now.
Okay. Now I need to figure out how she helps. She's gonna
By distracting Barbara.
I was thinking
Make sure
that
Barbara's
she's
facing away from Block.
yeah, she is going to take out her blade and like shift
Keeping
over.
her attention and keeping her still.
Yeah, she's going to like shift away so that way she's facing away from Clock, and she's gonna like hold out her knife, just like rearing to attack, but is not actually going to attack. But this is how she's gonna help.
Okay.
So I get to roll a light die, and you can add it to whatever it is. So
Okay.
Also, I just love the idea of Block miming a massive sun hat being pulled over the head.
okay, I rolled a 4 if
Likewise.
you want to include that as one of your rolls.
Okay, fantastic. I rolled a 3 on my dark die and a 5 on my light die.
Cool.
Mixed success, but
So you spin your clock and you mimic Novine's big sun hat pulling. And slowly, Novine kind of, like, because the term is unravel, I kind of see it as, like, Novine kind of spins
Bart
out
unravels.
of
That's better.
form.
Like a mummy.
Yes, some unseen hand pulls on the bark at the top of my head.
And as Novine is kind of disoriented and like, wait, what happened? And Sybil is holding her knife. Barbara takes a step forward toward Sybil, or at least she tries to. It's a very aborted move because she looks down and all of you realize that her feet have turned roots and the bark is slowly climbing up her legs. And she just has this look of terror on her face and she starts at first muttering very quietly and you can't really hear it, and then she's gets louder and louder and she like, wait, but I was doing what I was supposed to. I was doing what you said. Let me go. I don't want this to happen. I don't want to be like the others. I thought I was doing good. You promised. And that's all she gets out as the bark makes its way up her face. And now she's a tree. And all four of you have to roll a ruin, because it's very freaky.
Just how someone become a tree.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Oh, they come in.
That's a 5 for me.
Oh wait, is it bad? It's bad if it's over your ruin.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I'm safe.
My ruin was at a 5.
I'm
Oh, no.
I'm at a 4 and I rolled a 4, so I'm okay.
Because I failed my first ruin roll.
So you're now at what? 5 or 6?
6. No, I'm at 6.
Oh, fuck.
You're done.
We have killed someone already.
Bring on the wizard.
Yes, bring the wizard.
Now we're gonna have 2 rogues.
Okay. When your
Rogue
ruin
be
reaches
rogue.
6, you lose yourself to the wilds that have been growing inside you, and you become a twisted monstrosity in the service of the forest.
I mean, to be fair, in a weird, twisted way, this sort of satisfies Novine's goal, which was to
Yeah.
learn about the plants in the forest. So, I feel like they're going to be happy.
So they become one of them.
Yeah, what better way to learn
They've
about
joined the
something,
hive
right?
mind.
So, how do you see this going down?
I see this going down by Novine attempting to use the Dryad ritual to talk to Barbara and be like, wait, who told you what to do? Like, give me more information before I get any farther. And then they do that, and they get so distracted by the knowledge that they just, like, wander off of the path into the forest and are just so distracted with learning all of this cool information that they eventually end up getting stuck in Dryad form or like something like that. Probably would go getting stuck in Dryad form and are just stuck in tree.
So I would say, since you have to stay still in order to transform into a tree,
Oh, right.
you don't wander off the path, but you do. And I think
Right.
this time it's slightly less peaceful of a transformation.
It would somehow the sun hat gets destroyed in this transformation.
Yes.
Which would just be devastating to them.
Or maybe the sun hat's the only thing left.
It's just a sun hat perched in the branches.
Yeah.
I like that
Yeah,
version.
where normally you kind of become a Novene-shaped tree. This
Right.
time you just keep growing. And become a taller
Which is
and
very
taller
unnerving
tree.
to them. Because in my head, they were sort of on the short side. So getting tall is just very weird. Well,
And
good thing I prepared
eventually
another
the
character.
sun hat flutters down from the branches and lands on the grass in front of your compatriots.
Sybil will step on it as she walks up to the tree.
Fair.
And just
Fair.
knock on it a couple times. Okay.
Nima is full on white girl in a horror movieing this and just nope, 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 just keep walking.
DM, what happened to the crossbow that Barbara was holding?
I think it's kind of nestled into her branches. Like you could get it out with some finagling.
I would like to attempt finagling, please.
I lost my connection. Whoop.
What?
Okay.
Oh no.
Back.
No, you're still here.
It was very quick.
Oh, okay. We're still here. Technical difficulties.
Welcome.
Everyone. Oh fuck no. My internet is straight up gone.
That's okay. They can still hear you.
We can still hear you.
Welcome to Technical Difficulties. Episode, however, whatever.
However,
Ring 4.
With Weird Guild.
yeah, we do. I'm just making another backup character in case I need it. We keep going. I can multitask.
I really wasn't expecting to just straight up lose a player character this fast.
I mean, neither was I.
No.
How exciting.
The dice decreed it.
Whoa. The videos on stream
Yeah.
have
Yeah, they've sort of gotten all wonky. Well,
Ganya.
also
get-
succumbed to the forest.
yeah, they've also it'll fix itself once Vico comes back in.
Oh, that makes sense.
If Vico comes back in. Seriously? Is this
Act.
you good? No?
An act.
We're gonna go on a quick be right back.
I
Or-
am gonna veto that because I was about to end this ring anyway.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
Cool.
So we
So
can pick
Vico's
back
just
up
gonna
with
shout from
whatever
the
Clock
void.
wanted to do with the crossbow next Monday. But for now, thanks for joining us. And this has been Garden of Blue Roses, and we'll pick back up next week.
Hell yeah. So sorry that the video is all messed up, but you can still hear us. So thank you for tuning in. Come tune in next week for the continuation of this lovely story. I'm sorry that I am such an antagonistic bitch. I've just been playing a lot of those lately. You can tune in tomorrow to see some Star Trek adventures with more Q nonsense.
Some Klingon baseball.
Some Klingon baseball, which I have to write the rules for Klingon baseball, I guess. I had 2 weeks to do it, and I'm saving it till now. But yeah, and then on Saturday sorry, I should back up. Friday we'll be back with Racius on Racius' channel, playing some Slay While and Listen. Hopefully, things
That
are
is the
all.
hope.
That is the hope. And then Saturday we'll be back with more TTRPG, indie TRPG nights, or days, because
And
And
Just want to plug it again. The game that we played this past Saturday, Inspirials, comes out on the 17th. I was able to be a part of creating it, and it is a phenomenal RPG created to be able to be enjoyed by people of all ages. Pulls a lot from Arthurian legend, Celtic legend, teaches basic sign language as a part of it. Comes out on the 17th. So y'all should check
and
it out.
you can watch our VOD of our live play of that last Saturday on our Twitch, and it will be up shortly on YouTube. So yeah, that'll be up soon, and then we will be coming back. Then we will have more Inspirals coming back. We don't know when, but we will,
Yes, we will.
because we love that game. Anyway, apologies for the technical difficulties. At least we have a sort of at least we have a good ending point for tonight. We'll see you next week. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. I forgot about this last time, but thank you so much to our Patreon supporters for being amazing Patreon supporters and supporting us Patreon-ingly, which is a word I just invented right now. Thank you. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you're sticking with us, we'll see you next time. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay queer. Bye-bye.
Bye all.
Bye.
Okay.